Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to my space. Welcome to Moon Messages with Michelle. I am so excited to be here with you. Oops, I've got the wrong banner on. Hold the phone. Let's change that. Thank you very much. So, welcome to Moon Messages with Michelle. Now it's official. It's scrolling down at the bottom. Now it's official. And welcome to my very special guest, Lisa Starr Francis. I am so excited to have you here with me again today. We're going to do a lot of fun things. We're going to talk about the moon, this moon that we're in that occurred on Thursday, the 27th. You know, the moon energy, whether it's full moon, waxing, gibbous, new that we're in, the energy goes about 3 days before the fullest and or when it's at its height, and about 3 days after. Some of them last even longer, according to what I feel. But that's just always a personal thing. So here we are. It's 2 days after. We're still in the midst of it. We still want to get going with all the fun juju with it. And so let's get into this. So first of all, I am going to come on, and Lisa, maybe while I'm doing this, do you want to just introduce yourself for those that may not have been on our live? And by the way, guys, we're back today by popular demand. So all of you that requested it, show up today. Come on, where are you?
Where are you?
Get on in here.
Get on in here. Jump on in. Okay, well, we're only 2 minutes into it. I am Michelle's guest today, and my name is Lisa Starr Francis, as it says on the little banner underneath me. And I am a Oracle deck creator, albeit by not my design, but by divine design. And so I've created an oracle system using words and colors and all kinds of things. And the word oracle alchemy system is a unusual deck, and I am an unusual soul. So I seem to work well with the deck, and it works well with Michelle as well because she's an unusual soul.
That is for sure.
So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that that's who I am. What should I still keep talking, Michelle? Are you still
Sure? I'm almost done. I'm just sharing it on my page.
Okay, good. So, what I would like to say is the thing that is unique about this deck is it has a special function, a sort of built in special function that happens. And that function is it cleans words, it cleans the frequency off of words. It's like if you went to school in the era of blackboards, it's like having a brush that is brushing away all the little chalk that when you write a word on the chalkboard and there's the part that looks really clear, but then there's all the fuzzy little pieces of chalk that are like trails all around it. Yeah. Well, words have trails all around them, and this deck cleans up the trails. And when the trails are clean around words, there's a freedom that happens to us because we begin to hear life in a clearer way because we're not having these trails of emotional residue from stories gone by stuck in our language.
So I say that we've got to release so that we can remember. Right. We've got to release all that residue, all that fine chalky stuff that gets lodged in our physical and energetic and etheric body and emotional body, and it builds up, and we forget who we are. We forget that we're these beings of love and light and alchemical beings, and we can do extraordinary things, and we forget that. So I always say we just got to release it to remember. We don't have to learn how to be that. We don't have to learn any of that. We just have to remember who we are. Okay, so hi, Pat. I would love to do a card for you. Those of you, whoever else is here, say hello. We would love to hear who's with us and what you're doing on this Saturday after you spend this time with us. And if you want a card. So let's talk about this new moon that we're in. It's a new moon in Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is watery, it's dreamy, very emotional, um, and can be a little bit of a challenge at times. I mean, every sign has their challenges, but a watery sign feels a lot.
Mhm.
And so when the moon is in that sign, we're going to feel a lot. And this is a new moon. So that's all about intention and manifestation and setting goals and all those wonderful things. If you live your life according to the seasons and the cycles, this is the time when you want to really work, the 2 weeks from the new moon to the full moon. You want to really be working. You want to have your goals in place and you want to have a plan and enact them. Then when we get to the full moon, it's time more to be a little more, it's time to be a little more still and to be in the planning stages, releasing, releasing all that fine chalky dust that doesn't serve us, that gets lodged, and really knowing that helps you to fine tune where you are, what you want to do, how you want to do it, and move into that space so that you can then pick to line actions that you want to take part in come the new moon. And it just repeats like that over and over. So if you can figure out within you and your personal rhythm how you align with that cycle of the moon and how it works, then that's like a recipe for success, right? It's honestly, I'm going to be really transparent here. I love the moon. I talk about the moon a lot. Obviously, we're talking about the moon today. I don't always align with that cycle. And sometimes I just don't feel like it aligns. And sometimes my human gets in the way, and I'm like, well, I know I'm not in a goal cycle, but I want to do this. And I do, and it ends up being a lot more work, right?
Mhm.
Not that I may not reach the goal or come super, super close, but it's harder. And so, I think that as humans, our job is to find what works for us, what brings ease, what brings simplicity, what's effective, what's most effective without it being hard. Because honestly, guys, we have been in this narrative of if it isn't hard, it's not effective or it's not worthy for way too long. And let's let go of that. Like, let's let go of that and move to this realm of ease and flow and simplicity, because that's our true set point, our natural set point. That's our birthright. All this hard, that's just narrative that we've taken on that doesn't serve us. So, done. Let's be done. Okay. Back to today's new moon, though. I got a little sidetracked there, didn't I? I do that, but from time to time. So, this new moon is the time to dream bigger. Like, big, big dreams are being called for right now. But, and this is the big caution, you want to be absolutely certain that your dreams are rooted in your intuition. Okay. We don't want dreams from here, we want dreams from here, because these dreams are not our true dreams. We might be telling us they're our true dreams because it's keeping us safer, it's keeping us smaller, it feels safe, more protected, whatever it is. But we want to be honest. What dreams are in our heart? Because even the dreams that are in our heart that feel too big, that feel too scary, that feel too unprotected, we can find a way to travel on that path and feel safe and protected. We just have to be willing to first admit what the dream is that's here and then ask for guidance for it. Okay. Now, why this is so important, there's a few reasons with the intuition. The first thing is this is our last moon before we enter eclipse season. Okay. So we've got two eclipses coming in March, one on 3/14, which is a total lunar eclipse, and one on 3/29, which is a partial solar eclipse. Okay. So we've got two in March, two big ones. Those are pretty big. A total lunar eclipse is a lot. And then anytime we're working with the sun is the energy source. So even if it's partial, it's gonna bring a lot of opportunity. And that's what I want to look at. That's what I want us to change our mindset, reframe how we think of this. We think of lunar or eclipse things as challenges. Let's not. Let's think of it as opportunities. So we've got two wonderful opportunities. And this moon today, we can set the framework for it. We can really prep the foundation as if we're planting a garden, right? We're moving into spring. We're starting to think about it. What seeds do we want to plant? So let's really be in that mindset. And when so we want to come from a space of intuition. And the truth is, when the world is noisy, it's so easy to forgo our own knowing and
Mhm.
give it to somebody else, like take on their knowing. And I'm not talking necessarily one person, it could be like a narrative, it could be like just something that you see, a trend or whatever it is. But we want to be so careful. We give them our power and we don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. I'm going to repeat this. We do not want to do that. We do not want to give our power away whenever we whenever it's possible for us to be in control of where our power goes. We want to make sure that we're keeping it with us. Our intuition is everything, absolutely everything. And I've been talking about this for several weeks, but I've been feeling tons of gunk and stuck and sludge in the fifth energy center, right? Which goes actually from right here above the clavicle to up here, right below the eyes. It includes the ears, the nose, the mouth, the throat, the upper chest right here. Okay. So there's a lot of area that's in this fifth energy center and it is compacted and in the collective in general. And this, a huge reason for this is because we have taken on too much from the outside, right? And our intuition is buried. As Lisa was saying in the beginning, that little fine chalky dust that buries it, right? And we don't hear it or we don't hear it as well. It's not as loud, it's not as pronounced, it's different. And so we forego that and go to other things. This is a big thing about fear. We want to be very aware of fear and how it impacts us. Fear and our intuition are not friends. Fear blocks us from our intuition. And I think that fear can be usable depending on how we allow it. If we allow the fear to run amok, then yeah, no, not gonna, that's not good, right? We want to acknowledge the fear. We always want to acknowledge it. We don't want to go, oh, I just don't want to be afraid and push it away. That just kind of makes it bigger. That which we resist persists. So we want to acknowledge it and then say, but I'm choosing something different today and move forward anyway, right? Um, there's too much narrative, too many opinions. Okay. And this might not be a popular opinion, but whatever, it needs to be said. There's too much narrative, too many opinions, others, and our own. Our own opinions keep us stuck because when we think we know, right, it that's not good. So there's too much of right and wrong. This is right, this is wrong. And there's nothing in the middle. There's really no gray area anymore. And when we get to the space where there's no gray area, that's not that's not helpful. That's not helpful for us as individuals. That's not helpful for us as a collective. And when we think we know, okay, when we think we know what's right, how to do it, how it should be, whatever it is. And this is again talking about the narrative, our own opinion, whatever it is. When we think we know, we stop listening. And that is horrendous for ourselves, for the collective, for everybody, because when we stop listening, our communication is gone.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm feeling all of this mess here, right? Um, and when we stop, this is especially true when we think we're right. We're like, I don't need to hear that. I know what's true. I know what's right. I know what's going on. I know how it's going to be. And honestly, at the end of the day, we don't. I was told this after the election. Okay. After I was in prayer and meditation for quite a bit about it. Just kind of, going over my own feelings and things. And I was told, you think you know the path, you don't know. Like, and this has been the point of everything post 2020 that I have known from my guides, that I keep getting information of continually from the spiritual realm, is we are no longer in a space where it is our job to predict the future. That's not our job. That's not my job as an intuitive. That's not anybody's job as a psychic. We have transitioned. So we used to go to psychics because we wanted to know, when am I going to meet the guy? When am I going to get the job? When's this happening? What's that happening? That's not the purpose of it anymore. The purpose of intuition, the purpose of it is to know who we are and what is best for us right this moment. Our eyes, we don't want our eyes in the future. We don't want our eyes out there worrying about what may or may not come. We want them right here today, paying attention to where we are and what we're doing. That is presence. That is embodiment. And that is us connected to our intuition, which, what else is there, people? Nothing. That is what we are here for. We are spiritual beings here learning how to have a human experience. And the biggest piece of us as spiritual beings that we bring into this human experience is our intuition, our connection to our intuition, which is our own personal GPS, guidance per spirit. Okay. So if we are thinking we know, whether it be something somebody else says, something we say, then we're not paying attention to what we is true for us. And that might be different. You might be surprised. I know I've been very surprised over the last 4 years at what is actually true for me, not what I thought was true for me. Okay. This is also problematic if you're in an echo chamber. If you are surrounding yourself by news that aligns with what you think, with what you believe and what you think, if you surround yourself by people that are in alignment with that, right? That doesn't do anything to challenge us. That doesn't do anything to make us connect to our intuition and go, what do I truly believe? Once I drop down from all of this up here, all this thinking and all this swirling in the brain, and I drop down, what do I really believe? Right? So be
Mhm.
aware of what you're reading, be aware of what you're listening to, what you're watching, who you're conversing with. And every once in a while, try to pull in something a little different. Maybe read something different. Maybe talk to somebody that you know that isn't in alignment with where you're at, and see if you can have a conversation. Now, I want to preface this is all about a kind, respectful, affirming conversation, not one where either party goes in and says, well, you're, where it's the shame game, which I cannot stand, which is the lowest form of communication. Shaming is the lowest form of communication, and yet we're in it and we
Mhm.
love it and we're proud of it. People, come on, come on. So, variety is key with food, right? We know we want to eat a wide variety. That's where you get the best nutrition. That's where you get the best food for your body. It's the same with media and everything that we consume, right? This is crucial for your peace, for your calm, and at the end of the day, for your intuition, which is everything. Everything. So I challenge everybody that's listening, whether live or on the replay. Oh, and by the way, if you're here and you want a card pull, let us know. We would love to pull a card for you. Um, but I challenge everybody that's listening to just take a moment and just come to the space of neutrality and suspend what we think we know for just a moment. Even 2 seconds is great. We just need to come to the middle for a moment because that's where peace is. I have direct connection with so many people, friends, family, clients whose health is being negatively affected by all of this, how we're communicating and what we're consuming. And you know what? Our health isn't worth it.
Mhm.
Or no, sorry, it is not worth jeopardizing our health. Sorry, I said that incorrectly. It is not worth jeopardizing our health for this. So be mindful, right? Do not take for granted your intuition and how it will lead you. That is the same. It's always the same. When you think you know, you stop listening. So press pause and hear your intuition, honestly, not from up here, but from here. Okay, rant over. Hello. All right, Pat, I've got you. Anybody else here? I see more numbers. Come on, people, where are you? And where are all of our people? Hmm.
Yeah, and I keep going. I have a girl, but she's over on my page, and I don't know how to get her to come to your page. But Debbie Ross, if
Debbie
you're
Ross?
Debbie Ross, so I don't know if she knows how to click over or not, but she does want a card. So um,
Perfect.
she's listening, so she can hear us. She doesn't need
Excellent.
to come in this
Excellent.
thing. We can give her a card.
Okay, well, Lisa, if she's on your live,
Yeah,
then maybe we can pay attention. We can look on that for
yeah, I
her.
am keeping
Okay,
track of that
perfect.
because I shared it on my personal page and I shared it on my public page. So
Excellent.
if I get notifications, I'm hopping over there to see what the heck's happening.
Okay.
That's all. I
So,
won't be doing it while I'm pulling cards. I'll do it in between.
absolutely. Okay, so Pat and Debbie. Anybody else? Anybody else have want a card pull today? So, Lisa had a really fun suggestion for what we do with the cards this morning, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to turn it over to Lisa so that she can explain, and then we'll get to our card pulls.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do something that'll show you that this oracle wants us to always wants us to take action for ourselves, so that you're not here just giving your power away to me and Michele and we're telling you something. No, you're going to be like a scientist, except it's more as a word alchemist, because you're going to become aware of your self-talk, for one thing, because that is what this deck is about. It's about how we talk to ourselves and how we are hostage by the spellbinding effects that words have based on our entire life, and how we've heard words is basically where a lot of it comes from. And even farther back, that the letters themselves, when they were introduced by somebody. There was energy put on them,
Yeah.
and that is affecting us in an overall umbrella effect, because we're using that ancient alphabet even now. So this deck helps us to undo the spellbinding effects that the letters and the words have on us. And so it wants to be showcased that way. It's been talking to me, because after Michele asks me, I wait to hear what it's saying. So it's suggested, the oracle suggested, that we use it in a manner where I pull one card and Michele pulls one card, each for each person. So you're going to get two cards. Whoever gives you your first card is going to talk to you about a present sort of mindset or thought set that you're in right now. And because this is a new moon and it is about manifesting, if that thought thing is not going to help you manifest, right? If you've got a thought form that is not going to let you go forward, and we have lots of them because there's so many things going on in the world, a lot of us could get easily not move that quickly, or not move that sure-footedly, whichever you prefer, quickly or sure-footedly. So we're going to have one card that shows us where we are in the present moment, and the next card is going to show us how do we flip that into what it could be for us. So we're going to show, because this is what this deck does. It flips us. It flips our script. It flips our script. So we're going to flip the script using two cards. So that's how we're doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So Lisa, tell me again the first. I just want to make sure so that everybody understands. The first card, whichever one of us pulls it, is going to be the present mindset,
Right.
and then the second card is
How we flip that. If the present mindset is good, it can still have an updo. It can still have a,
Absolutely.
okay, so the first thing is going to speak to the present mindset. The second thing is going to speak to how do we flip that up? How do we, you know, go with that frequency, so to
Yeah.
speak?
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. So, hello, people. If you've just joined us, welcome to Moon Messages with Michelle. I'm here with my very, very special, beloved guest, Lisa Star Francis, and her beautiful deck. Let me show you the word oracle alchemy
Mm-hmm.
system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the card. You're going to get 2 cards, basically, one from me, one from Lisa, each person. So if you want a card, can you please say card in the comments? Pat, I've got you on there. We've got Deb Ross, who is on Lisa's page. So I know that there are other people watching. So if you want a card pull, please let us know in the comments. Okay, so Lisa, okay, Denise got you. Claire, awesome. Um, okay, Lisa, I'm sorry, we probably talked about this.
We didn't talk about who was going to do what first because we were deciding in the moment. So we're going to start with Pat, right? We're going to
Yep.
start with Patricia, and I'll do the present, and you can do the flip up. You want?
Okay,
You feel good?
absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. I just want to, Denise, we don't mind that you're late. We love that you're here. Thank you. So, and Claire, hi. Denise wants a card. Claire wants a card. Oh, Andy wants a card. Nyla wants a card. Awesome. Can't wait, guys. Looking forward to it. All right. So, Lisa, we
Yes.
are doing Pat. You're doing
Yes.
present mindset, and I'm going to
Okay.
do whatever we need to work with for that.
Okay. So everybody who's watching that doesn't know anything about me, I don't have a lot of ritual around my cards. I will say that I keep them on a selenite. Um, I can't even find the words, so I'll just do it in the camera. I keep them on this flower of life. So they're very clean. Energetically, they're very clean, but it is my belief that I am simply a receiver, and that when I'm tuned into Patricia, that the divine knows what Patricia needs to hear, and that I'm guided to that thing that is most appropriate in the moment. So that's the way I work. Every time I pull the card, I believe that that is how it works. So that's how it works for me. And I like to be clear that there's not a lot of time between the intake valve and the output valve in my case. Like, it's coming out. I'm often listening to the words of wisdom and going, oh, that's for me too. So just to be
Okay,
clear.
awesome.
All right.
Kate, hi. I see you. Yes, I've got you on my list. So everyone, don't forget, this takes a little bit longer for us to do because there's 2 cards. So you have to be present in order to get a reading. So make sure that you stick around. So we're starting with Pat.
Okay, we're starting with Pat. Okay, so Pat, can you give me a number between 1 and 21 and write it in the thing? Write it in the comments. And I might not be able to see it, Michelle. If you can see it, you'll have to just
I
tell me
will.
the number.
I will. I'll put it up so that you can see it on our screen, Lisa. Okay.
Okay, thank you. That will be
And
helpful.
Nyla, yep, you should be fine, I think. So
Yeah. I'm not going to have to take long. I don't think they have to take long. Okay, so as soon as she gives me a number, I'll have that note.
2. Sorry,
Two.
2.
Two.
Sorry.
Okay. 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 So this card itself is the card you've got. And the unfortunate thing is you can't get right in on it. But this card itself is called Love is the Softest Feather. And the 2 words on the line, number 2 line, because every card has lines and lines of words. So understand that's where my quickest way to read it is to do it this way. So that's how we're doing it today. So I'm paying attention to the name of the card. Michelle does it differently, so you'll see that. I'm paying attention to the name of the card and the words. So this is Love is the Softest Feather. So I'm going to say that in your current situation, you have recently realized that you had, the first word is exchanged. So I'm led to believe that recently, Patricia, you exchanged the way that you deal with people. So love is the softest feather. So you have decided to kill them with kindness. Whatever that means, you've decided to kill them with kindness. And the reason that you did that is not because you're a nice little smarty pants. No, it's because you know that that's the way that you will expand. The second word is expand. So most recently, that is a big thing for you, is that you've gone with that idea that I'm going to kill them with kindness, because really love is the softest feather, and it does. Kindness opens a lot of things up for us, and it's a forgotten form of magic. Kindness is magical. So I would say that that is a recent current thing for you. And Michele has your second card, which is how you can go with that, your flip up with that, where that can't, it is about the word expand for you. So I'm sure that her thing is about we'll speak to that part of it.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to put this in, okay, what Lisa just said, because I love that. Kindness is a forgotten form of magic. Wow. Like that is brilliant wisdom right there. Let's remember that. Okay. So, okay. And while I'm waiting, Deb and Denise, if you guys can pick a number between what, Lisa?
Between 1 and 21. Yeah. And I'll go look for Debbie's
Okay.
number, because I don't think she's
1 and
over here.
21.
1
1
and
and 21.
21.
Actually, everybody that wants a card, put your number in. 1 and 21 is whatever number calls to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pat, going along with what Lisa says about love is the softest feather, the thing that I kept feeling is grounded. Like it feels like there's a whirlwind of cleaning and releasing and movement. It's just like so much is going on, but it's like all that air, all that ether flowing around, you're not grounded. So in order to really understand that love is the softest feather, and for you to enact these changes that Lisa's talking about, we need to be grounded. So this is the card that I pulled, and oh, I just realized this. That looks like movement, right? That almost looks like air movement. How cool. I had no idea. And the word that's on the second line that jumped out to me is symptoms. Okay. And I love also that this card is green. That's love, right? You can't make this stuff up. But Pat, it feels like you need to be grounded. It feels like more grounding wherever you can. And like the symptoms, to me, it's the symptoms of not feeling grounded. Like you're doing all the right work, you're doing all the cleaning, all the clearing, all the things. And now we got to be grounded. Okay. So I hope that makes sense, Pat. Thank you. Okay, Deb, what number did Deb pick?
I didn't see that she has picked a number. So I am just going to go with getting her words, because she's not in the studio here with us. So she's going to have to go with that being.
Okay, well, let's wait until she responds because we only do it for live people.
Okay, okay. So,
So,
okay, let me
Deb,
go.
if
Let
you're
me
there,
go. Yeah,
oh,
Deb, if you're there, you need to write a number under my post where you're watching, and I'll see that you've done it, and then we'll give you your message. Okay, let's move on to the next person.
so Denise is 13.
Denise
And
is
Patricia said
13.
that makes total sense. Resonated with all you said. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing with us, Pat. Okay,
Okay,
so
beautiful.
here we go. Denise, number
Denise,
13.
number
I got to put that
13.
back.
Okay, so let me get Denise's card. That's not her card. It's stuck to my hand, but it's not her card. Okay, so let's us. That the perfect card for Denise is the card that I get. All right. So she's given me number 13, and I'm going to count down 13, and I'm going to I like I have it's like 104 names, and I'm always needing to check the book.
Of
Like,
course. Of
okay,
course.
all right. So the card itself is called Riding Life's Colorful Current. Okay, so this is, oh, I'm doing the present again? Okay, I am. All right. We didn't switch, so we must be. All right. So this is Riding Life's Colorful Current. And let me go down 13, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay. Riding Life's Colorful Current. So the words you have is yelling and youngest. So I'm just going to say to you that recently, um, the way that you've been getting through all of the kind of chaotic changes that are happening in in the greater world, because we're all affected by it. So for you, like, if I just look at the colors alone, riding life's colorful current at the moment, you see it sort of like the green to me says, you see, it's sort of like the garden of life. Something new is growing. The yellow says, hey, I'm gonna just, see the sunny side of things. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff people are talking about that could be dark skies and stuff, but really it doesn't diminish the sun at all below. The sunny thing below is not diminished. So you're not letting that, what's happening out there. And in fact, when I saw the words yelling and youngest, I actually saw more like you're on a surfboard, and you're like the youngest person that's surfing. So like it's like you're a kid and you're yelling your head off with glee because you're finding a way to get through this. So maybe what it is that's happened is you've noticed that you are getting through this thing with a sunnier disposition and feeling more grounded than other people around you. Maybe that's what you are noticing, Denise. That's what I'm feeling about this card.
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, and the word that I heard when I started to pull the card for you was smart, smarter. And so it feels like there's a situation, and I feel like it's with what Lisa was saying, ride the current, ride the waves, ride the current, and like be smarter about it. I talked in the moon message about um simple and easy and effective. Like that's our true set point, right? This whole thing of being life being hard is a mindset we've taken on. It's a narrative we've incorporated. It's not part of our true nature. So smarter, how can you be smarter and ask for help? Oh, I love this because look at that. When I turn that immediately, that looks like mountains to me, right? And
Mm-hmm.
whenever we have mountains, we feel like we're defeated or it's too big or whatever. But we can be smart about it. There's lots of different ways to go around. You don't have to just go up and over the mountains, right? Be like water. Find the path of least resistance and flow. So, and let's see. Pat said 13.
You mean Denise?
Denise, sorry, yes. Oh, the word that I got is owl. And I love that because that goes right along with what I said about smarter, because the owl can see all the way around. The owl sees all perspectives, it sees everything and then can make the best choice. So I hope that makes sense, Denise, and thank you so much. All right, did
Yes, she
Debbie?
did. Debbie did give me her number. She is watching, and she gave me number 3.
Perfect. Okay, so do you want me to go first,
Yeah,
Lisa?
you can go
I'll
first this
take
time.
present.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Deb, the present mindset that I'm getting is perplexed. I just keep feeling like you are confused, perplexed. There's a situation. Actually, there's two situations going on, and it's a lot of two. So it might be two situations, and there's two people involved in both, or one, or but there's two, and you're perplexed with how to what to do with it, and your communication center feels really wonky. The fifth energy center, like I said, I feel like most people have that right now, but yours feels really wonky. Um, And so that's the current mindset. This is the card that I pulled. Ooh, that is beautiful.
Mm.
And to me, this is purple and green. So that's absolutely talking about our intuition and moving from like really getting in alignment with the divine through our heart, right? Through the heart. And so the word that I see on the third line that I chose for you is infinity. That's not the word I chose, that's the word that I saw first. That's how I choose the word. Is infinity. So when you understand that you are part of the infinity, that you are not separate, you are not outside of it, then things come into flow and suddenly we're not perplexed. It all makes sense. So I hope that helps, Deb. Thank you for letting me read for you.
Okay, Debbie, I got this card as your card for the flip up. So interesting that Michelle's card was an letter I, and this is a J, and that they follow one another. So I thought that was interesting.
Wow, you can't make
And
this stuff up.
and this is one of the more unusual cards in the deck. You don't see a lot of cards in the deck that are as unusual looking as this letter J. And it may even be because the letter J was one of the later letters that was added to the alphabet. And these are the kind of things that I didn't even know or pay attention to previous to this deck. Like I wouldn't care when they added a letter to the alphabet, but I found that out as I got further and further into this process. So that card is called Sharing the Wealth. That is the name of the card, Sharing the Wealth. So your flip up is kind of to do with Michelle's thing where she's saying you just need to believe that you're not separate from anything. You're not separate. You're not separate from your good. That's like we all can believe that we're separate from our good. First of all, you're not different. That like my guys like to say it like this: you're not special because you think you're separate from your good. That's what they're saying. You're not special because of that. Most of us have a suffering of that kind that we are conflicted with. Even those of us who are very close to the divine can have that kind of conflict. So they're just saying it's easy for us to flip it up. We just don't know how easy it is. So, sharing the wealth is the name of the card that you have. So, clearly, this is saying if you, all you have to do is just tell yourself that you aren't separate from your good, that you're connected to all good. And you just have to keep telling yourself that. It's kind of like when they tell you to fake it till you make it. They're saying just you have to just say it to yourself like I'm not disconnected from that. In fact, I'm connected to that every second of every day. And when we know we're connected, it becomes possible for us to be sharing the wealth. Because when we feel that way, we feel like we really have nothing to share. I've felt that way. So I know you feel like, well, I have nothing really to share. But this card comes to say, you can have the feeling that sharing the wealth is possible for you. And on line 3, the words are jellyfish and jacked. So, yeah, you when you feel disconnected, you're like a jellyfish. Okay, you're like a jellyfish. You kind of look like you're just, kind of nothing. But if someone sticks their hand in a jellyfish, it's something. It's something. There's some bite there. So it's like you feel like a jellyfish. That's what that feeling is going to be like when you're disconnected, is like sort of like a jellyfish. And jacked speaks to, well, you could get jacked up. You could jack up somebody who puts their hand in at the wrong time to the jellyfish. So that they're just saying Michelle's card spoke to that idea about feeling like you're not having it somehow. It eludes you. But this card is saying all you have to do is believe that you have it, and that you do have it. You're not separate. So you really need to tell yourself over and over again, like a broken record. I don't know what era you're from, but I'm from the era where we could get a record and we could put it on the record player And after it started to play once, we could carefully lift up the arm and swing it over. And magically, the record would play over and over and over again. And they're saying that's what you need to do, play the record. Somewhere, someone told you you were separate, you bought it, you owned it, and now you can disown it. It's as simple as owning it. You can just say, I'm throwing it out. And every time it reoccurs, you can simply throw it out. And that's the way you flip it, is it comes up, you throw it. Oh my God, the card almost jumped out of my hand. It comes up, you throw it out. That is what it's saying. Just throw it out. You have the power. That's
Awesome.
Mhm.
I love that. What a
Okay.
beautiful message. And you guys, can I just say, like, these cards, they are so gorgeous. They are such magic. I mean, I can't be the only one who absolutely loves them, right?
You
Okay,
can-
so Lisa, you're going to do present for Claire. Okay,
Okay,
so that's 11.
Claire.
And I want us to show what Denise, yes, I love this. I have changed and always look for a bright side of everything. This is truly inspirational. Thank you so much. And thank you, Denise, for being here.
Thank you. Yes,
And
thank
we
you.
appreciate all of you so much. So we've got Claire, then I've got Andy, then Nyla, then Kate. So I want to make sure everybody's here. So if you could, well, I'll ask you again in a moment. Let's just
Okay.
make sure Andy's still here right now. And if anybody else is here and wants a card, please let us know. We've got about 15 more minutes, so I think we can do a few. So,
Okay.
all right.
All right.
So
So let's
11.
go. Number 11, and it's Claire. Okay, Claire, this is for you. This is for Claire. Okay. So we have this card, Claire. And what's your number? 11.
11. Oh, I took it
2,
away. Sorry about that.
6, 8,
My
10,
bad. I've got to be
11.
better about this.
Okay. Okay. I got my finger on it. Okay. So this card is letter Z or Z, depending if you're a Canadian like me. Ha ha ha. Little rhyming. Because I'm zany like that. Well, it's a Z card. So, of course, all the Z words are going to try to spill out of my mouth as I look for the name, even though I know this card is called Streams of Consciousness Appearing. So, this card is called Streams of Consciousness Appearing. And this is your present situation, streams of consciousness appearing. And the word is, the two words are zestiest and zany, zestier, pardon me, zestier and zaniest. So streams of consciousness appearing. So for you recently, the ideas that pop into your mind are like zestier than ever before. Like it's like as if you're eating some kind of spicy food because they're really zesty. Like it's like when you look at all the way the light is coming down in all these streams, it's just like you aren't even trying to have a connection. You're just having streams of consciousness arrive, and they're zestier than any other kinds of consciousness. You're like, I don't know where these thoughts are coming from. You know, it could be in part because we're in a whole new kind of planetary setup there in the sky. Who knows why, but that is something. And then zaniest, yes, because some of these zestier concepts have made you even like already you were probably a little outside of the box, but it's like you've become the zaniest version of yourself as a result of these zestier concepts, these streams of consciousness. So this is not like you're getting, these are streams of consciousness where you are like lit up with some idea, some clarity. It's not like they're all new ideas. It's just like some kind of clarity comes. So what was once a paragraph idea has now become a sentence for you. Like it's like that. So and it's delivered to you in a way that is like really tasty food and causes you, you know, you eat it and you want to squeal with delight and share that dish with the person beside you. You're passing them the spoon. Okay.
Oh, I love it. What an incredible card. Okay, so Claire, I've got your card. Andy is here. Andy said she's here, and her number is 8. So I'll let you go first on that one, Lisa, while I'm giving Claire hers. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Claire, ooh, okay. So the word that I heard before is written and writing when before I pulled your card. And so then I pull this card and it's green or sorry, not green. No. Blue and orange. Do blue and orange make green? No. But anyway, this is what and it's so interesting to me because all of that blue is about our communication center, right? And then we've got all the orange, which is about your joy. So the thing that I'm hearing with that writing and the written is you have got to, well, you don't have to, but it's time for you to write. So like, so what were her words, Lisa?
Zestier and zaniest.
Zaniest and zestier. So it's like if it was me, I would do some journaling and write some affirmations with zestier and zanier. No,
Zestier and zaniest.
zaniest and zestier. I would write some affirmations with those. And because I love what Lisa said about you're just getting like instead of a paragraph, it's a sentence. That's all you need. Your communication is so clear with the divine. And we've got to do some pivots, some tweaks with the communication with yourself. So these are affirmations of zest, zanier, and no, yes, whatever. You know the words. Um, Zany and zesty in whatever form. The affirmations with that, and then some self affirmations of I am the woman who, and then what do you want that you don't have, or what do you want to solidify even more? But it's like pen and I know you do a lot of work with pen in hand, but this is like sacred care for you, these affirmations, whatever feels best. I hope that helps, Claire. Thank you. Um, all right, Andy.
All right. I think, Michelle, I think you pulled this card.
I did.
Right. So I just pulled this one for Andy, and she gave me I think Andy is a girl with an I.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
she is.
All right. So Andy, you got this card. So Michelle read it her way, and now I'll read it my way. So it's interesting that this has happened. So the card itself is called Flow, Grow, and Show. So it implies that, you know, you want to be in the flow to grow, and then you have something to show. That's what it's implying. And the words on line 8 are sympathetic and slip. So your slip up, okay, you have a slip up, and it's the part of you that slips you up, takes you out of the flow, so you can't grow and show up. Okay, so you maybe have realized really recently that the way that you give away your flow and your ability to grow and be, every day we have the ability to grow. We're not talking about some leaps and bounds, but we're talking about being able to get up in the morning and be the best version of yourself. So, that includes being in the flow for you to grow and be that way. But there's a very sympathetic part of you that has existed throughout your life. And that part of you, when you get too sympathetic, you slip down the slope. You slip down the slope and you're not in your flow, because now you're in the flow of being sympathetic to someone else. And when you're so busy being sympathetic to all the other someone else's, you have no flow, you can't grow, and you certainly can't show up as the version of yourself that you know you are. So I think that you're just in a transition position where the realization is that that's how it happens. And once we have the realization that that's how it happens to us, we actually then have the context to create a plan that neutralizes that when we do it. But it has to be a present moment plan. So it has to be like, oh, Lisa's telling me her hard luck story, and I'm about to get into her, and I'm going to forget all about me because I'm so sympathetic. When we have that and we notice, oh, I'm getting sucked into the thing, we have to be able to say to ourselves, um, yes, I'm a good listener. I can listen, I can pray, I can do all those things, but I can't put on the Supergirl cape. I can't. Because when I put on that cape, I'm Supergirl for everybody, but not my own life. And that's really what you've realized. You are Supergirl. You are freaking Supergirl, but not for you because you give yourself away because you have that sympathetic slip. That's what they call it. They call it the sympathetic slip down. Okay. So Michelle's going to show you how to flip that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. And Nyla and Kate, if you guys are still here, please let us know. I'm going to give you Nyla's number.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa. Okay, so Andy, the word that I heard was clarity the minute that I started holding the deck for you. So clarity. So it's like what it feels like is clarity of how to really move into that space where it's going to feel in alignment with you of being Supergirl for others and for yourself because that's not always easy. When we're Supergirl for others, it's not easy to then become Supergirl for ourselves. There's a lot of emotions that come with that. And so, Lisa, I have to show you this. Andy said she was actually called to that card when I pulled it, the one that you pulled for her. So, love it,
Love
right?
that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Okay. And Andy also says it's the truth. Nyla's here. So number 5. Okay, so clarity, Andy, is the word. Like getting clear about how it can be in alignment for you to move more to yourself and not feel all the heavy things like selfish or whatever. Okay. And the card that I pulled, oh my gosh, I love this. So this marries all of the stuff that we've been talking about and that I think are crucial for this situation with you. We've got the purple, which is the connection to the intuitive self and the divine, and then we've got all this blue that is all about communication, right? And that is essential when we're trying to find clarity, whatever it's with. And then you've got this big circle in the middle that's green, which is the heart. So when we lead from our heart, especially if we're leading from what we know is in our highest good, we can't miss. So that's where the clarity is. And let's see where what word. Um, the word that came, this is interesting, reluctance. That's what jumped out at me. So I would spend some time, if it was me, Andy, I would spend some time just playing with where am I reluctant to really start being Supergirl for me?
Mm-hmm.
And just play with it. Like go on a fact finding mission within yourself in a very curious, very playful way. Whenever we can make things playful, it helps us be more successful, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We're done. We've had enough hard, guys. We've had enough hard work. We
Mm-hmm.
all do the shadow work ad nauseum on repeat. And that's a I understand that's a, you know, I repeated it, but we all do it. And it's time for some ease. It's time for some playfulness. It's time for some love. Bring in the love as much as you can. Okay, Nyla, number 5.
Nyla number 5. This is the card I got for Nyla number 5. I got this one, and this one is a B card, and this one is called Growth is Possible. So it's interesting that I just had Flow, Grow, and Show for Andy, and then what we get is Growth is Possible for Nyla. So Nyla, because this is the present, and the present can include like the most recent aha we've had, growth is possible. And so here is where they say that you have personally grown, because your 2 words are the word busybody and bubbly. And they say growth, this is how growth is possible. And if you look at yourself, they're going to say that where you're bubbly right now in your life, you've looked back and maybe 10 years ago, you were a busybody. Like your form of bubbly doesn't have the busybody anymore. The busybody is it's like, and I think that you're looking at that maybe because maybe someone you know is a bit of a busybody and it's come into your focus. And it may be that you're looking at this to realize that I was once a bit of a busybody, meaning I like to give out unasked for information, let's just say. I was a bit of a busybody, but over the years, um, I've become more of a bubbly body, meaning that I'm more bringing a little bit of brightness to people and I'm not just flinging information on them that they may or may not want. So you're looking at yourself to say, if that kind of growth is possible for me, perhaps this irritation of this busybody, whatever the busybody is that you're seeing or noticing, it may be that this is really like it's like a divine gift come to show you that growth is possible for even the most things that we find most irritating. I'm going to say it like that. Growth is possible in those areas, and it's important for us to realize how much we have grown, how much we have done, because most of us do not stop long enough to appreciate like how much that we have grown. And that growth is only possible by letting go of things like our busybody natures that really doesn't endear us with people, even though we might think we're doing it from caring. So it's just interesting. And it really, I think, is more about, not for you to look and go, I used to be that, but for you to look and go, I used to be that. And look at me now. I'm like, my busybodiness is now bubbliness. And wow, yeah, it's kind of like two things, like pat yourself on the back for how far you've come and notice the other people that are irritating like that, just give them a little leeway, because they probably could, growth is possible for them too. That's basically it.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, and Nyla, the herd, the herd, the word, the herd that I word, the word that I heard immediately when I picked up the cards for you was health. And I tuned in more, and it feels like emotional and mental health is like crucial for you right now. It just feels like you're not doing the things, you're not using the tools, doing the practices that you know will protect you, clean you, clear you, and you're kind of getting overrun with not kind of, but it feels like your health, your emotional and your mental health are taking a toll right now because you're um it's going back to that whole thing of the communication with the listening that I talked about. And I know you didn't probably hear the message, Nyla, but it was when we think we know, we stop listening.
Mhm.
And so the more that you can get into the middle, right? Because I was saying there's a very definite black and white right now, and there's very little gray. And the gray is where we find health. The gray is where we find the peace and the calm and the love and all that. So get there. And then the card that I pulled for you, interestingly, is completely blue with some purple and white, but mostly blue. So all about communication. So heed how you're communicating. Okay. And then the the word is ingenuity. Okay. That's the word that jumped out for me. The fifth line is ingenuity. So like maybe try, I said you've got the tools and all that, but maybe try to be a little creative with how you use the tools. Use them in a new way. Ask them how they want to be used. Ask your higher self, is there, and your higher power, is there a new ingenious way that we can come at this that I'm not thinking of with my human? So just have fun with it and play with it. So I hope that helps, Nyla. Guys, before we go on, Kate, we're ready to do you. Let's see what Kate's number is. Ooh,
It was
number
11.
11.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I want to say two things. First of all, thank you guys for joining us. Lisa and I are going to be doing this again on Monday, March 10th at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So that is 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. It's Mondays with Michelle, and we're going to be talking about who knows what and pulling cards for you. So we would love for you to put that on your calendar, set a timer, set a reminder, and join us and invite your friends if you want. We love it. We don't want to, we love and appreciate because without you guys, we're just sitting here talking to ourselves, and that's no fun. Lisa and I can do that all the time. We want to talk to you. So before we move on, I did not give Claire her word that went with
Oh,
her card. Okay.
yes.
So I'm going to do it right now. Okay. Ooh, the word is multi skilled. Oh my gosh, I love that. Multi skilled. And that is Claire to a T. So, Claire, trust it, be in it, live in it, love it, enjoy it, all of it. Okay. All right. And so, okay, Nyla said, yeah, spot on. And then thank you so much. Very helpful. Thank you, Nyla, for being here. Okay. And then we've got Kate with number
Kate,
11.
number 11. Number 11. So this is Kate's card. This is a T card. And this card is called, oh, come on, Lisa. Get to the page. I knew it, but then I couldn't say it. Exciting energy arrives in waves, not all at once. Exciting energy arrives in waves, not all at once. And the two words on line 11 are thought and tranquil. So this is basically about being in the present moment. You realize that indeed, um, exciting energy does not all good things don't happen all at once, and all bad things don't happen all at once. They come in waves. They come in waves. Sometimes you get a bunch of good waves in a row. Sometimes you get a bunch of bad waves in a row. Depends on what's going on. But either way, it is saying that it is just for you right now. The recognition has to be that, wow, I can change my thought to tranquil. I can say to myself, it's just a wave. Like that's kind of where you're at. You whatever's been going on, there's so much stuff going on that you've had to realize that the path for being tranquil for you means that you have to change your thought. No matter what kind of waves are coming at you, you have to just change your thought and saying, I'm choosing tranquil because this wave could run me over and make me feel like I'm drowning if I keep going. So I'm going to just change the thought to I can be tranquil. And because I tell myself I can be because I'm that magical. That's what they're saying. Because you're that magical, Kate. All you need to do is do that. Okay. Your
I
turn.
love that. Okay, and Kate, I've got your card. First, I want to say the word that kept coming to me is introspective. I feel like this time is really calling you to be introspective, and that's kind of goes along with that wave that Lisa was talking about. Um, One thing that I want to say is I love so many of our cards have been blue. Lisa,
Mm.
they've had a lot of blue on them, which I was talking all about the communication and how we all need communication, right? Um, and it's such a challenge, such a challenge. Okay, so introspective, and and of course, I pull a card that has no blue on it for Kate, but
Oh, but you pulled the card I just pulled for Nyla.
yeah, I love that. We
Wow.
can't make this stuff up,
No,
right? We
you
cannot
can't.
make this stuff up. So, the thing that it feels like, Kate, is okay. Sorry. Kate, can I pause just 1 second? I've got some spiritual energy here and they're not letting me go. So, I'm seeing an initial C, an initial D, and an initial N. So C like cat, D like dog, N like November. I'm also seeing the number 2, the number 7, and 8. So that would be 2, would be uh, like the second of a month, or February is something pertinent. Um, 7 is July or the 7th of a month, and 8 is August or the 8th of a month. And these could be anniversaries, birthdays, anniversaries of weddings, anniversaries of passing, something else. And somebody's got a birthday or a big celebration in the next like 3 days. So I don't know who's on here still, if anybody can validate that, but they weren't letting me alone, Kate. I apologize. But maybe these people are for you. And I know there's a lag, so we're going to go on. Again, C like cat, D like dog, N like November, 2 or February, 7 or July, 8 or August. Okay, so Kate, introspection. And it feels like there are, it's interesting because I feel like you're completely divided in two. And like you've got your very logical self and then your very spiritual self, and it feels like they're compartmentalized right now. I'm not sure what's going on, why you're compartmentalizing them, but they feel compartmentalized. So we want to merge those two. We really want to merge those two. And to me, this is like all the pink, right, and the green, the lighter green and the pink. This is all heart stuff, but it's like there's a break here, right? Between the green and the pink, and you've got the heart here in the middle. We want to merge those two. We want to merge them. And then let me see what the word is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Ooh, bargain. Okay. So to me, it's like this is not the time to be bargaining. This is not the time to be trying to figure anything out. This is the time to get really clear about what will work and what doesn't. Okay. So, does that make sense, Kate? Don't bargain. You don't need to bargain. Like, it's almost like what I'm seeing is you feel like you've always had to bargain. Like, I'll do this and then this will happen, or I'll do a little bit of this and a whole bunch of this. If I do a little bit of this, or if I do a whole bunch of this, then I can do a little bit of that. You don't need to bargain. Like, let go of that idea, that mindset. It's all there for you. It's all like, this is such a card of abundance. It's just incredible. Okay, anybody can claim those CDN278, please, please.
Please, please, someone claim it. Okay,
Everything's
so
commenting. So
Michele, can I just quickly say that I do have a free thing next Saturday? I'm doing a
yes,
free thing. I put the link in our private chat because I can't share in the comments.
okay, I
So
will do it.
everybody who's watching this, whether you're live or you're watching it in replay, if it's before March 8th, next Saturday at 1:30 Eastern time, I'm doing a free Zoom. It's a word alchemy play shop. And the word is the word, whether you relate to REBEL as the word rebel, or whether you relate to it as rebel. It's a big word for people, and I'm doing a play shop specifically on that word and I'm using a takeoff of the word that wants to be heard, which is one of the layouts that the deck does. And but it's a takeoff on it. And so we're going to hear a message from the word rebel. There will be something that you can do, an activity that'll probably take you a whole month afterward. You can do a little 10-minute thing every day for probably a whole month afterward. And I'm doing this because it will show you how we undo the words, because very specifically, while this oracle deck gives fabulous messages, its magic is in its ability to undo the words for you in a really playful way, so that you don't have to get all mucky with the words again. You just get to release them and rewire them, so to speak. So I wanted to say it's free. All you got to do is click that link and sign up and come to the Zoom next week, and bring a pencil and a piece of paper. That would be good. That's really all you need.
Okay, I've put the link in there, everybody, so you
Okay.
can get it and Have fun. And thank you to everybody that's here. If anybody is having some psychic amnesia and those letters come C, D, or N, and they don't have to necessarily connect with those numbers. Those are numbers that they might be something else, but message me and let's get you connected to these people because they really want to talk to you.
They
Okay.
really want to talk to you.
Andy,
And
I don't
she
know.
really does get it. Okay. She really does get it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can attest to that personally.
All right.
And you know, you do go dumb. You do go dumb when someone's giving you the letters. Okay, so she's giving me the letters, and I am like, I do not know anybody with that letter. And then I have to tell her the next time I see her, like my cousin Tom, like da da da.
Yeah.
I knew
Yep.
no one with a letter T. Okay.
Yep.
Uh,
And it happens to all of us. It happens to me all the time.
yeah.
So none of us are immune, and it's okay. I just appreciate it because then I can deliver the message, and then I can have peace up here. Okay.
Mhm.
So thank you so much, Denise. We love and appreciate you. And we love and appreciate you all. Have a beautiful week. And we will see you. Um, let's join Lisa for her Zoom next Saturday. What time again, Lisa?
It's at 1:30 Eastern. So if you're Pacific, that would be
10:30.
10:30. I guess it's 11:30 Mountain. So I tried to do it where people could have their breakfast and have their lunch and not mess up their dinner because it will be about 90 minutes roughly. Okay.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
So, and then don't forget May 10th or May 10th. Oh my God, I'm moving us all the way to May. March
March 10th.
10th
Yes.
on Monday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time.
I seem to be doing all the special days with you this month, Michele, because today is the anniversary of my mother's passing, which is, you know, a special day in its own way. And I said to my sister, I don't need to cry today because I do that every day. But, anyways, March 10th is my grandson's third birthday. So it's another special day. I'm just spending all the special days with Michele, and I really like it
Yay.
that way, universe. Thank you,
I love
universe.
it. With
Yay.
me and with all of our special people, which
Yeah,
I
I
love.
love that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Kate. We love you too. And love to you. And we will see everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. Thank you, Michele.
Thank you, Lisa.
Bye.